Today we're going to show the power of triple Yeti clone mass dragons. General X used this army in the April monthly qualifiers and it was cracked. Alright, so here's the army that General X came in with in 4 attacks this weekend. He got 3 3-stars and he did get 1 1-star, but that's because he didn't get the blimp in his Warden ability. It was a bit of a rookie mistake. There wasn't really anything that forced him to miss the ability. He just slightly mistimed it. So as long as you can get the blimp in your Warden ability, you're going to get a 3-star attack. And keep in mind, this is on hard mode. So the World Championship qualifiers are all on hard mode, which essentially means your hero equipment is capped. You saw the epic equipment's level 21 and the common equipment's level 15. The defenses do 20% extra damage and your heroes do less damage. And I think the defending heroes also do a lot extra damage as well. So much going against you. So if this can work in hard mode, there is no reason it can't work for us as well. So we have 2 healers on the Archer Queen, and then there's going to be an Archer Queen ability that spawns an extra 3 healers, but it's all about this Yeti clone. So we get the blimp into the center, and look, he does the clones in a line towards the Town Hall so that the Yetis spread out, and more importantly, the Yeti might spread out, and look at the value they get. Now, they do not quite get this Fire Spitter down. If the Fire Spitter went down here, look at how close it is to going down. If it went down, this would have been an overkill in my opinion, but it does get a little close in the end. But yet again, remember, this is hard mode. Everything is going against you, whereas if you're doing this in the regular mode of the game, it will be much nicer to you. Now, the reason this works so effectively is Yeti Mites are still insane, even though they got nerfed a little bit, still very, very strong with the Yetis, and if you're going to bring 3 clone spells in the core of the base, whew, there's not a lot that Town Hall 17 can do to stop you. So we have the Queen lagging a bit here, we still got the Royal Champion and Queen ability. Now, what I really love about this attack strategy that separated it from every other attack strategy we really saw this weekend is that it doesn't rely on you doing an Electro Brute charge. There were very few non-Electro Brute charge armies. In fact, pretty sure this was the only attack strategy that didn't do either a Warden charge fireball or it didn't do an RC charge attack. It was just a bit more spammy, a bit more simple, a bit less prone to failure, but still quite as effective. Now, it does get a little bit close here. You have to remember that he's still got this Queen ability, and the Queen ability is very nice. Now, he's running the Magic Mirror here. In some of the other attacks, he'll run the, what's his name? The Giant Arrow, if he wants to get rid of an air sweeper that looks to be causing a lot of trouble, but decided to run the Magic Mirror on this one. For you guys, if you're in Legends League, I'd run the Giant Arrow. If you're in War, I would run the Magic Mirror, probably, is the combination I'd go with. And you can see, yeah, it's not an overkill, but it is hard mode. He gets the 3-star here with a spammy attack, and honestly, why shouldn't it be strong in normal mode? And here's the second attack, and you can see double Rage Tower setup, but a slightly isolated Town Hall as well. So in case you're wondering if this can work versus an isolated Town Hall base, clearly it can. Now, whether it would work versus Invis Tower bases, I don't really know. You don't see a lot of them in the World Championship. Obviously, you see a bit of them in Legends and War occasionally. But I see no reason that you can't just use the Giant Arrow to activate any Invis Tower anyway, as you see from General X here. And we're going in with the main attack. I like how he uses the rocket balloons at the start to pick off any air defenses, set any funnel he wants. He actually set a Baby Dragon at 3 o'clock because he thought that would clear out that whole area. But a Tesla did pop, because if it weren't for that Tesla, there's no air targeting defenses in the entire area. So we got the blimp coming in here, not going to get all the dragons in. Unfortunately, those 2 dragons on the left are doomed to die. You've got 1 sweeper here, so the Giant Arrow removed one of the sweepers. And then look at this, clones in a line. He's quite safe with it. I know we've seen, for instance, the Yeti Mite clone trick and the Fire Mite clone trick, where you can be quite risky with your clone spells and spread them out a lot. No need to take any risk here, just be safe. It is the most important part of your attack. If you miss it, you're gonna go down in the World Championship, and you don't want that. So obviously the stakes aren't as high for you and me when we're doing this attack, but still I would err on the side of caution. And it's the exact same thing here, right? The dragons die out, and that's because just pure spam at Town Hall 17 doesn't really work as well. You do generally need an opener, even like mass dragons. If you just spam it without a royal champion charge at the start, or like a blimp at the start to set up funneling, it won't go as strong as you want. But the benefit of doing it like this is we've got the royal champion and the queen to finish off the base, which is basically, until the Electro Brutes came into the game, what you always did, finish off the base with the RC. These days you start the base with the RC, but don't worry about it. You can still finish it off just as strong. This is a beautiful invis spell because obviously the Electro Brutes is going to take down all of the Builder Hut and the Tesla there easily. And yeah, that is a nice 3-star attack. Definitely not as close as the first one. A bit stronger of a 3-star. There weren't really many complete overkills because, you know, it is hard mode against some of the best bases in the game. Now, unfortunately, the Observer missed the start of this attack, but you can kind of get the gist of it. E-Dragon and a bunch of rocket balloons used to set a funnel. It is a bit expensive, but I mean, if you set a funnel, that's ultimately what matters. Giant Arrow used again just to get rid of the sweeper, because you don't really want to send a battle blimp in between two sweepers, particularly if they're facing each other, because the battle blimp just gets punched around. It's just bouncing left and right and not really going towards your intended target. Obviously, we have the clone spells to clone towards the town hall, so the blimp doesn't have to make it the whole way, but still, better safe than sorry. We got the Warden ability any second now. That's a much better Warden ability, healing all those dragons up. And yet again, the blimp doesn't have to go all the way to the town hall. In fact, I think he pops it early. Yep, look at that. And then clone in a line with the rage spell. Now, the Tornado Trap does do a little bit of work here. The Tornado Trap is not ideal because not only does it get the Yetis, it will get the Yeti Mites as well. But as soon as the tornado subsides, look at that. We're just clearing out so much value on the base. The entire core is gone from the dragons and from the Yeti Mites. And now it's just up to your Archer Queen and the Royal Champion. And the two of them are a fantastic combination at finishing off the base. And they're going to be even better for you if you do use this in the regular mode of the game, because you can get them at a higher level and the defenses are doing far less damage. So it was kind of refreshing. I know a lot of you will view this as spam, and it is spam, unfortunately, but it was refreshing to see some non-Royal Champion charge hits in the April monthly qualifier. There was only a handful of Warden charge attacks. There was a couple of attackers who did enjoy doing those, but outside of that, it was very much a Royal Champion charge meta, and that is what the meta is at the moment. So if you want something that's not only a bit different, but also kind of a bit more spammy, this is it. Definitely really as good as it gets. Particularly, you want to use that clone spell on the Yetis. Clone Loon Blimps really aren't as strong at the moment. I do like how he brings an Ice Golem with this army, because look at the Ice Golem here. So clutch. So clutch. We've seen the Ice Golem be clutch in a couple of the attacks here. Now, you don't have to bring the Ice Golem if you want. I will put an army comp in the description because we always do that with these videos, but I don't really know what army comp here, because he is changing it up. You saw an E-Dragon used at the start of this attack. Different attacks, you'll see different things based on what he does. Now, if you'd like to see us do a video using this army, let us know down below and we can get that one done, because it is a really cool attack strategy. Swag invis spell there. Thank you, Observer, for making that obvious to us. But what do you think of this attack strategy? Do you think it can be strong in the meta?